Hey everybody, welcome back. Jordan here. Today we're going to be talking about the plans I have for changing the Lego City. Recently I uploaded a video and I took all of your guys' comments into consideration, and I've come up with a pretty solid plan here that I'm really excited to execute over the next, I don't know, week or so. Yeah, that's right. It's happening right away. That's why I'm sort of crushing out this video on this beautiful Sunday afternoon, and I can't wait to show you guys some of the plans that I have, and it's going to completely change a huge portion of the Lego City, but for the better. It's going to allow us to get a lot more activity going with our trains, and also allow us to create a lot more activity and tell a lot more stories with our minifigures and different scenes that we can have in the city. Also, it adds a huge new entity or mock that we're going to be creating and adding to the city. So let's get right to it because there's lots to cover. So as I've said in previous videos, I'm extremely satisfied with the size and location of our downtown core with all of the modular buildings, and also the size and location of our amusement park. In fact, we are working on filling it up right now. We've added some new attractions and we've started branching out our train line there so that it can accommodate platform 9 3/4 and also the Hogwarts Express. And we're slowly but surely starting to fill this area up here. Now, something that I'm not happy with here in the Lego City is actually this entire layout right here, and also the Ninjago platform right here. And this is sort of where our problem starts. I'm not happy with the location of the Ninjago platform, and I know for sure that it has to move away from all of these modular buildings. Now, I'm going to rehearse a little bit of stuff here in this video that you already know, but I have a concrete plan and I'm really excited to show it to you guys. So we all know the cliff edge, or the Ninjago platform, will be surrounded by a cliff edge, and it's on these stilts here so that the train can pass through underneath it, and it is going to move. So what we're going to do is we're going to take those stilts off and we're going to turn them sideways so they're about 1 MERP tall, and we're going to bring the Ninjago platform over here to this side of the Lego room, and we're actually going to put it on the very end of this table right where the train yard is. And then we're going to create a cliff edge that goes around the base of that Ninjago platform using MERPs like this here. Yes, that means that the train yard will be leaving, and it's going to be actually exiled to underneath the Lego table. And that's actually probably going to go over here. We're going to add LED strip lights all underneath to illuminate it, and that train yard will go under here, and all of this area right here will all be one giant train circuit with all sorts of switch tracks and different levels and a whole bunch of track. But as you can see, I've got a lot of work to do, and I have to clean up a bunch of stuff before we even consider doing that. But luckily, if I just put those trains and train track into storage, we can get the Lego City changes done ASAP. So now over here we've got our Ninjago cliff edge, and we've got our little mini raised platform over there. What we can actually do is not have it as just like a solid cliff edge wall. We can actually branch out a bit. So like, for example, we could branch out like a little half circle here and then have it sort of like jagged rock and have it look really natural with a body of water up there with waterfalls and rivers, etc. And if it were to branch out a little bit, like bulge out a little bit, then we can add things like our temple to it and other Ninjago things like the little fishing shacks and whatnot, and make like a really nice looking Ninjago area over there. And I think that will look super cool. And what's going to make it look even better is when we take this campground and we spin 180 degrees and we butt it up right up against that cliff edge. So it'll be Ninjago, campground, cliff edge, sort of all merged together. And we can take all of the minifigures, we can tell stories, we can have the minifigures climbing the rock wall, like mountain climbing and stuff like that. One thing I'm not sure what we're going to do with is this right here. I don't know if our boat yard is going to stay there or not. We might actually take the beach and slide it down, as it would look better if it was Ninjago, campground, beach, boatyard, but we have to figure that out. I'm not too sure if that's going to be optimal or not, because we still have some other things that we have to figure out, such as the Lego factory. So we've got our Ninjago area, then we've got our campground all sort of blend together. Right here, we're probably going to allocate 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I don't know how many plates, to a zoo. I think a zoo right here beside the forest would look fantastic. And there's a bunch of new sets coming out in the LEGO City lineup that offer us a bunch of sort of animal figures. And also I have a bunch in my inventory, so we'll be able to create a pretty cool looking zoo. And I know a lot of you guys want that. Now, the cool thing about getting rid of the train yard is it's sort of just static. And like I said, it doesn't tell a whole lot of stories. There's not a whole lot of detail that you can cram into that area in comparison to like a cliff edge, a zoo, campground, Ninjago area, stuff like that. Now, this is actually very static. You'll see there's actually one train line that runs in there just for storage purposes. So it's literally the only reason for it to be there is for the trains to sit there. So literally it never moves. So I'm thinking we could take that area and we can build something way cooler than what's currently there. However, there's still going to be a train track here in the city. This line will still service the city, and this line over here will still service the amusement park. You'll notice that we have some ballast track, and some of it is actually missing and not ballasted properly. The nice thing about moving the track from here is we can take all this ballast track, all these parts and pieces, and we can properly ballast the lines here. So that's exciting. We can have a fresh looking train because we've taken parts from over there and reallocated them to a different part of the city. So as we make our way this way, we've got a beautiful zoo, and then we transition here into where the campground used to be. This is where we'll put our residential buildings. Now, something else that I was thinking late last night, I was like, this is really ugly. It's really tight here. And I added this little tripod table right here. This is actually like a custom table that I built. This is going to be gone. But how are the cars going to get there? Well, I'm going to use my imagination and say that the road can actually just leave the city anywhere over here, sort of like how it does here. And then I can have it pop in wherever I want over here. So it hypothetically leaves the city there and pops in there. Why can't I use my imagination? Why do I have to have this ugly connection here that's really just a gray road plate eyesore? You know what I mean? So we're going to do something like that. I'm going to get rid of that and just use our imagination that people leave there, they come in over here, and then we can do something way better here and organize our houses and everything way better over here. Also, we get this whole half base plate because that train track is gone, leaving us a bunch more room for our Ninjago area, campground, zoo, residential area, all that. It's going to look way better. It might be hard to visualize now, but I've been thinking about it a lot. And I think it's going to look substantially better when we get those changes done. So I'm really excited about that. Now over here, we still got our train track. It's still a nice circuit. In fact, it actually looks better because there's no longer a switch here. It's just a clean circuit here. And there's a lot of stuff that we could do over here. We can arrange these modulars in a different way. We can add new modulars. We can do really cool stuff over here as well. So it just opens up a whole lot of opportunity simply by removing that train yard and putting it under here where it'll be nice and lit up and give the trains the opportunity to sort of be free and just sort of have a lot of fun down there. So there's a lot of positives from this. We're going to be able to create a cooler LEGO city with more refined detail and also tell a lot more stories and be a lot more active and have a lot more fun. And be a lot more fun, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Also, we're going to have a lot more fun with our trains because we're going to put them under the table where they have a lot of space to move around. So as you can probably tell, I've given this a lot of thought, and I'm really excited to start executing these ideas. So make sure you stay tuned for the videos on that, as I'll be doing that relatively soon here. Remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Thanks for popping by, and have yourselves a great day.